The woman who is absent sings inside her chamber. Look. She decorates a mirror. Citrine. Slabs of marbled agate blue. And, in this way, our wheel begins to turn the woman in her work. And, as we've heard over the past 5 days, the gilded light departing stood for justice. No one spoke within a court of law, reversible or found, wherein to tuck our testimony subsequently falling. Through that hill, our voices filled that room. On sight, each sunken note was conscious, climbing, therefore, parted, one before the other, cleft with latitude each form of measurement which measured crimes of war using the other. Thus we answered back our nation into action, action into bowls, zapping each wire into place without each plastic in a bowl. Yes, it was very clear what happened. Upon that hill, we held a crater with the rope and nail, reloading once what was a blade, and sharpened pieces of white soap as one began to speak in place of hands upon the mirror. Blue became the coat, konze. Kon-ong became the bee, a warm du papaya would then ripen. Yes, without a doubt, the woman split into our singing. Sun measured that instance, zipping up a wire which was placed before our blast container. In conclusion, wherefore, cutting up the glass, we felt around for blades. Yes, it was very clear what happened on that hill. A restoration paved the goat, inflected by its failings, by a policy alone settling crimes, and settlement yielded a bridge in Hoi An, for example. In a year, we would recall clearly what happened crossed over the bridge, and read aloud a taxonomic growth, behavior nodding up our cherry trees. And what we needed was a stem to cut up all the wires, kneading at the goat, the throat of it, our sacrifice. To eat the bee, a xylophone imported from the highlands trudged into a rock. We matted formulas, our formulations counted every ribbon. What we needed was a way out of the abscess draining liquid with its pressure, necessary, waning out the body. Absently. We indicated yet what wobbled down, survived that hill in 1966. That visible as yet, that otherwise awake. Quite happy now to be alive, that dressed ourselves, and Panda too, brushing his several teeth, that dressed ourselves, and Panda, making up the bed, that sang, for yet, a lilac for occasion. That much visible as yet to know its iteration, woman, absent, indicated, order, staggering up odysseys. Wherefore a testimonial had caved our last desire, almost nothing shown. The marbled stone, the varnish by its motor grease or volumes intergreasing, how we felt a rolling near the surface, wherein how we took the alphabet as ours, solicitation back to songs of solace, rounding up the spirits wild and awoke and wizened by its thunder samse vame, thus with all but singing, moving arm in arm, to exit clouds, a boneless place, a zone zigzagging toward that greater undertow, to tremble, teeming hearts, voluminously yowled bursting from a butterfly we tugged at tinted sculptures up our hill, a xerographic print collapsing xylem. Tissue grassed a yellow sun yanking up everything. A yellow ray then waved its hollow arms and ulcerated wood upon the catalogue of song. Our dance would thrum beneath each circumstance. We posed such ultimatums. First, we'd like to have the woman's body back, the one left on that hill. Second, we'd like a second look at lacerations where they roped my ankles to the wall. Third, I'd like another vowel, please. Or terracing the form, or otherwise. Her marginality of air, yes, we'd like my sandals too, and afterward our freedom came to hold a price. The joyful shift in key, that verified divide and wondrous eye between that vast collective umber clamped upon my legs, then pelvic bone, then quietly between her screams. We wrote the record of our trial, promised mercy, running bled up most respectably for whom we asked, for whom could free us then, and stop the burning of our homes, and follow horror to the end of time, and feign each purple heart to crystallize. And martial law, uranium, even that hill, that room of marching cities felt vibrations puckering up grounds of rattled gods awake. That godless liberation first, liberate us, sister, liberate us in our static. Second, did you see the tank, and did you see our infants? They were thrown. Third, and thrown beneath my body, I was torn. And parsing out the truth, an element of bone torn, yawning of our days, for we have dreamt so desperately of love for more or less 1,400 years, the magnitude toward which shadowed our masters into bone. And finally, what did you make from all our billion faces smiling in my orifice? What did you dig from me, and what was written for a soldier? Soldier, face me. Did you not think that your daughters, and the daughters of your daughters, would dare tremble, hanging from our lips, before our lips revealing fangs? And from this fang, did you not then begin to feel your sons? How did your sons inhabit apathy today for you, alive, my killer, sister? Millions of faces in my faces. No, remember, we have colored every memory from this, from which your children 10 folding. Yes, for we must live, squaring our faces through the wool-stitched fabric of our days, for we must send our bodies back. Remember, what was done to us now moves through you, whether you weep or not. Remember, what was done to us commands no force beyond these trials laid out in this book. What one would therefore stab into our grounds, an odyssey in flames, that wretched scent of petrol offering this statement like a torch. Kneeling, then I stood. Standing behind me, men would kneel. Together near our stag, tumbling down that hill, became a bird. That hill, then bird, would stand behind me, warm, beloved, near our sun. I woke, Mama, and smiled.